Welcome to the PHNX Sun Devils Postgame Show. Brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook, though. America's top-rated sportsbook. Download today using code PHNX and receive $200 in free bets when you place $1. I'm so sad on any football game this week. Oh my God. I don't know what to say. I wrote down all of these notes for this game, and I don't think I'm going to reference any of them.
Dude, I'm literally referencing nothing. I would like to start off, because I'm going to go on a tangent right now. And this, you know what? Lit with Brit. I know, didn't prepare for this. Probably don't have a graphic for it. Oh, we do have a graphic for it. Hey, Lit with Brit. I am so damn tired of the excuses for every single Arizona State team, every single year, failing to meet expectations. This was the most penalties they've had in a game since the Dirk Cutter era. I mean, Dennis Erickson didn't even have that many penalties in a game when he was at Arizona State, and he was the most notorious, I feel like, for being penalized. Or at least he's who everyone felt like they just hopped in a time machine and traveled back to and saw a team play. No, it was even worse than that, okay? Then on top of that, the turnovers. That was one of the other keys to the game. No penalties, protect the ball. And then you have Jaden Daniels, who's thrown only 4 interceptions in his own career, or in his whole career, and then he had 2 tonight in one game alone. Granted, one of them was weird because it was Curtis Hodges bobbled that pass and they jumped in there and grabbed it. But then you have 2 fumbles too. You cannot do that. I am so tired. This team is just so undisciplined. You're not used to playing on the road with fans. You know it's going to be a tough environment, and there seemed to be no sense of urgency to get anything done. There just was so much lack of discipline. Again, we saw them go out there and shoot themselves in the foot. They knew they couldn't get off to a slow start. Instead, what do? Open the game with a fumble, which I get it. It's not DJ Taylor, your normal special teams guy. But just take it out to the 25 with just call it a fair catch and let it go. Yeah. This is all just stupid mistakes, and I don't care. These are things you should have learned by now. And at some point, it comes down to the coaches. And damn, at least Dennis Erickson and Dirk Cutter didn't have some coaching scandals going on under them.
It's a low bar.
Damn! I'm sorry. I'm so irritated. I cannot be the only person who is in this boat that just wants to bang their head against the wall watching this team.
You know how they do good cop and bad cop? This is really angry cop and super depressed cop.
Yeah, dude. I'm
sad. I'm just sad. If this Devils team keeps breaking my heart, it isn't fun to watch games like this, especially when the mistakes are inexcusable and they're when a team in the Pac-12, a team that is coached under Herm Edwards, should not be making this many mistakes. There were 2 separate times in the third and fourth quarter on one drive alone where there were back-to-back false starts. That's fucking insane. It blows my mind, and it makes the viewing experience terrible. And I know they don't play for me, but goddamn, I just want to watch this Sun Devils team play to their full potential because there is so much talent on this roster.
Then you have the stupid penalties like Norman Lott, who goes in and gets a face mask. The player's already on the ground, and he rips his helmet off.
That was a killer.
What is the point of that? That was absolutely the nail in the coffin because it gave them a 15-yard gain and an automatic first down.
Yeah, that was it. Let's start first quarter and work our way up. Obviously, we addressed the fumble and then kept coming out slow. Bunkley Shelton and Andre Johnson had some big catches.
Okay. I will say, Bunkley Shelton,
he played well.
I definitely feel like he as a receiver so far this season has been the only one to fully step up because Curtis Hodges might have had a great first game being the most targeted receiver and the most amount of yards in that game. But then we see him in games tonight where he can't make a crucial catch and basically bobbles the ball away, and it's not a fumble. It's just
to add some levity to this. One of my notes I wrote down was just Curtis Hodges is tall.
He is tall.
He's 6'8".
He's tall, but come on, man. That's a catch you have to make.
Yeah, for sure. And I thought before that he played a pretty good game.
He did. So I'll give him that.
I think the only consistent thing,
but I still don't feel like he stepped up as a receiver
definitely
fully.
Not. I think the only consistent thing this game was that well, there were a lot of consistencies. The only good consistent thing in this game for the Sun Devils was that their run defense was mostly dominant throughout the whole game. I think at a point in the late third quarter, they only had like 60 something rushing yards.
Yes.
So that's the only bright spot to take away. But fuck that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that they lost this game, and they shot themselves in the foot so many times that there's probably no foot on Sparky anymore.
Oh, dude, they blew it off. They just blew it completely off.
Yeah.
It was like dropping a grenade on their foot.
Yeah.
I don't understand the mindset and the mentality of this team. I really don't get it. At what point do you not buckle down and be like, hey, like maybe we should pull our heads out of our ass and stop getting these stupid penalties and stop playing undisciplined? You know, I mean, you do have to take into account towards the end of the game as well some issues that ended up happening. You know, they didn't have Chase Lucas in terms of defense. You could tell that did make a difference in the second half with some of the big plays that BYU was able to get off.
I'm getting assaulted by the ASU team, breaking my heart, and I'm also getting assaulted by this microphone.
Well,
this thing comes from my ass every time I sit down in this chair.
I'm just really, really tired of there always being excuses.
I'm just tired. I'm so sleepy.
You're just hungover. Get your shit together, man. Come on, it's 11:05 at night.
I usually go to bed at 10:30.
Bro, you would have literally spent all Saturday hungover.
So
you did.
In the first quarter, the team was out of sync. In the second quarter, it was a little better. In the third quarter, the second quarter was even worse. The third quarter was a lot better. This team kind of looked like they weren't just a shell of a sleeping giant like they normally are. They looked like a football team. And it gave the ASU fans some hope for a little bit, but I'd almost rather just get fucking stomped. I'd almost rather just get blown out, because when
at least you weren't the University of Arizona having some hope
for
a little bit and then losing to NAU. But we'll come back to that.
We're not coming back to that.
I want to talk about that.
That does not matter to me.
Hey, I will always celebrate a Wildcat loss.
Okay, that's fair.
Celebrating a lot this year.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Sun Devils and people like us. Focus on this. Focus on what the hell we need. What did you say at the start of the show? We need to stop making excuses.
I'm not making an
I know
excuse.
You're not, but you're also pushing it a little bit to the side. Well, I don't want.
No, I'm not pushing it to the side at all. All I'm saying is that it is something I want to talk about at the very end before we close off when we're done with everything. Because
props to their punter, by the way. I love when a punter goes crazy in the game. Their punter was really good tonight. The BYU punter, he had like an 83-yard bomb. I don't know.
Dude, you're so mad at them, and then all of a sudden you want to give them props. No,
BYU.
Yeah, no.
I'm not mad at BYU.
You're sad because of them.
Because of them, but
whatever.
Okay.
No, it was he did have a good game. But quite honestly, ASU didn't deserve to win that game.
No, not even fucking close.
They played terribly. They played sloppy. I don't know what the deal was in terms of, like, do you remember I said earlier in the week I don't like when ASU tries to play from behind?
Yeah.
Because they never seem to be able to do it,
No.
and that was a prime example.
Yeah. They spotted them for 7 points to start the game.
Well, there just was no, like I said, no sense of urgency. It's like they feel like they're fine. They feel like they're fine. They feel like they're fine. And then all of a sudden, oh shit, there's 6 minutes left in the game. We better do something.
Yeah.
Like, where was that for the last 2 quarters, dog?
Let's talk running backs for a little bit. It was a little weird tonight. Obviously, we didn't have Chip, and that kind of hurt the Sun Devils team.
Yeah.
You could kind of tell the change of pace back situation that they normally have was lacking. And in the first half, Daniel Nagata was only on the field for I think 1 or 2 snaps. And then you saw that third quarter, the first drive that they had, he was the primary back on that drive and scored the touchdown, had that big run. And I just kind of wonder what that was. Maybe it was Herm at halftime kind of trying something new, just seeing if anything was going to spark a run or whatever. But I just love what I see out of these ASU running backs, and I wish that they could do more with it. I really, really do, because they are so talented. There's just so much talent around Jaden Daniels, who's a really talented quarterback. And
He is, and while I'm ripping the team a new ass right now, like, I will say Jaden Daniels did have a great night. Like, even despite the fact he
a good
did
night. A good
okay,
night.
yes, a good night. Despite the fact he had 2 interceptions, so I better, walk that one back. When I say great night, I mean in terms of, like, him showing patience in the pocket and
Mhm.
not rushing so much. I definitely think that we saw him, finally look a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
So in terms of, him personally, and how he looked and from like the eye without I don't know how to say this. Take out his passing, just like the actual time he spent. He didn't look so rushed and so panicked.
Yeah,
And so I did think that was an improvement for sure.
that's something we talked about coming into this game, was that we wanted to see him in the pocket more. I don't want to see that anymore. I don't. Jaden Daniels is best on his feet, and we saw what we. To some extent, yeah. There are certain situations where he stays in the pocket, and he's great. He's good out of the pocket. He had that great throw on like 3rd and 13 from the other hash all the way across the field. That was right on target, and that was all in the pocket. But what makes Jaden Daniels so special is the fact that it's not just he can do this when he wants. He will always go to his feet and get these big chunk plays, even if he isn't being flushed out of the pocket. He has a really good. He has running back vision. He truly has a running back's vision when it comes to running the football. And we saw him in the pocket more, and I don't think that's a great game plan. I don't.
I mean, I don't want to see him necessarily always default to there, but I think it was nice to see him actually show that
Mhm.
he did, because that was my concern. He looked like he just was not himself in there.
Yeah.
And so at least he looked like he was himself, more so like what we were used to seeing in years past. Um, and so when I say he looked great, I feel like he looked great in terms of he looked more like himself
Yeah.
in terms of the comfort level. So maybe not great in terms of his stats and performance, but he was good in that area, but he
This
looked great in terms of feeling comfortable.
this is my biggest criticism of Jaden though tonight is he's the quarterback, he's the captain, he is the ringleader of this offense, and this falls a lot on coaching too. But at some point, you have to default it to him as well. There was about 4 or 5 plays aside from false starts where they literally just one didn't know what the play was. There were a miscommunication, or somebody was going the wrong way, and Jaden made one of those plays gain 5 yards, but the rest of them were no gains or loss. And that shit cannot happen in week fucking 3. It is week 3, people. That's what you're supposed to have these 2 road tests, or these 2 easy games before you go to a true road test, so you can get your feet wet. You can get your feet under you. This shouldn't be happening. It just should never happen in a week 3 game against an opponent like BYU. This ASU team is so lucky that they didn't get absolutely swallowed tonight.
Oh, 100%. You know, you talked about those back-to-back penalties in the fourth quarter, and BYU student section was so loud. But you know what? Like, you have to get used to that. You could not. I get it. You only played in 4 games last year, and it was a dead silent,
Yeah.
or like stadium. But
It's excusable for one false
you know
start.
what? I want Herm to actually take them to practice. I want him to absolutely blast Motley Crue as loud as he can inside of the dome, so they can't hear shit and their ears are ringing, and make them play and communicate by just having to read lips and know what the hell each other are doing and have shit already planned out.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is chemistry with this team right now, and that's not an excuse. As I said, it's week 3, but
Well, that's the other thing with chemistry is like it can't be an excuse, right? Because we have to look at how many people ASU had come back.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's confusing.
And are starting this year. The entire defense is basically returning.
Yeah.
And they could not get the job done.
Yeah. Let's talk defense now. Jack Jones played a hell of a game.
He did.
Flying all over the field. He saved a touchdown in the third quarter, got the interception at the end of the first half. Chase Lucas, I want to send my best to him. I hope he's okay. He didn't come back in the game, right?
No, he didn't. At least that was what we had both heard
Yeah.
towards the end. He wasn't back in. I didn't get to see that injury, I had just left my house to come down to the studio and was listening on the radio to 620 with Tim Healy, and heard that one happen, and that's always something you don't want to hear because he's a senior leader and he is somebody who brings the energy and brings the intensity.
Yeah, it's good that it's not a knee thing. It was a weird tackle where he was flying in and he went low on a guy that was either trying to hurdle, and he got caught with either a knee or a shoulder or something right to the head, and it dazed him a little bit. So hopefully there's no concussion there. If it is, it isn't the worst case scenario, but concussions are never fun, especially in the middle of the season. So yeah, best to Chase Lucas. And I thought the secondary as a whole wasn't terrible tonight. Their quarterback is the real deal, and I hope he's okay as well. He went down in the last couple minutes of that game. But yeah, just overall the defense, each unit was okay. Collectively, it just wasn't good enough, and a lot of it was the mistakes. And
I would argue special teams could have had a better game.
I'm talking defensive units specifically, like front seven.
Sorry, I thought we were talking overall in terms of the entire team.
Speaking of defensive mistakes, though, obviously we can't overshadow this. My guy Merlin Robertson, you got to know people are coming from behind. Okay. That was a hell of a play.
But he also stepped out. They never reviewed that. No, they never ended up reviewing that.
I know. But still it can't happen.
I know it still can't happen. Yeah. But that was also something I wanted to touch on, was the fact that there is evidence that he had already stepped out prior and it never got reviewed. And I just feel like there were a lot of really questionable things tonight.
ASU's not in this position for that to even matter if they don't have half as many penalties.
No, I know. Yeah. But I'm just saying in terms of like, I feel like there were a lot of penalties too that were questionable that didn't get called. Like, I think ASU could have got called for a couple of different targeting calls that never ended up going up either.
There was that targeting call, or the non-targeting call in the, I want to say third quarter, on a third down. I think it was on Jaden. So when he lowered his head, they didn't even look at it. I thought that was gonna get reviewed, but can't bank on stuff like that to happen for sure. And it went both ways, as you said.
No, it did. There were just a lot of questionable things that whole game where I was just, or like the officials would spot the ball and it wouldn't actually be where the ball should have been. And I just, you're looking at it and scratching your head like, all right.
Yeah. Moving forward with this team though, they're going to have to come out with their hair on fire the sense of urgency needs to start as soon as the game starts.
The Pac-12 is a joke. Sorry, that's not what you're talking about at all. But it just popped into my head because all of a sudden I started thinking about Colorado.
Let's check
and
the
all
UCLA
I can think
score.
of is the circle of suck. The Pac-12 is the circle of suck. Everybody loses to everybody.
UCLA is down 3.
Yep, if UCLA loses this game,
they have the ball with 1:33 left in the fourth quarter, around the 50-yard line. It's 3rd and 6.
If UCLA loses this game, there will be one remaining undefeated team in the Pac-12 after week 3, and that will be Oregon. And that is really, really sad. Really sad. And it speaks to how far the Pac-12 has fallen and how much they actually struggle. And that was something I was thinking about earlier today. How did the Pac-12 come to be as sucky as it is? Like, how did they turn to just absolute shit and not able to compete? At what point did the schools and the universities stop prioritizing the athletic programs to the same extent as some of these other universities? And they got ahead so much so that a lot of these universities can't compete back. Was it the broadcasting rights? Was it the money that they get from them? Is it the head coaches that you pull in?
I think it's the higher standard that Pac-12 fans are holding their schools to. I think it's always been kind of wishy-washy with what you're getting. This is definitely a disappointing football season for the Pac-12 so far, but I also think with higher expectations come harsher criticisms. But yeah, I can't get over it. I can't get over this game. It's just so painful. It was just so painful.
I'm over it.
Well, at least
leave that shit in the rearview mirror.
Goodbye. At least we got ice cream.
Yeah, I did buy ice cream.
Yeah, she got some Reese's ice cream bars when we were watching the game, just to kind of get ahead of the sadness that was going to come. This was before like we even went on our third quarter, or like in the middle of our third quarter run. So so things were getting better. But the ice cream definitely helped. I think I'm gonna throw up later tonight. I don't know if it's. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's.
I feel like. Well, then I also proceeded to eat an entire like large bag of Nerd Drope bites, which has like 5 servings in it, and now I feel like I feel like an Oompa Loompa from Willy Wonka, and my gut is just like.
I need those.
And I'm hiding my cool shark shirt with this stupid ASU blanket after they lost. Got to show off my cool shark shirt.
You know. I wanna show something off. I wanna show off this can't miss offer that DraftKings has. What? Come on. What did Eric say? Oh, that's what you're laughing at? That you did you receive that as a command? Producer Leah, everybody, just read LOL on the screen and thought that was funny. Amazing stuff. Anyway, DraftKings Sportsbook. It's America's top-rated sportsbook, guys. You can lose money on Arizona State when live betting on the app. It's live in Arizona with mobile sports betting, just in time for football. It's giving all new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $1 on any football game this week to receive $200 in free bets instantly. It's also giving customers who sign up now a shot to double their money on the Vikings-Cardinals game tomorrow if one of those teams scores just 1 point. So yeah, download that DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code PHNX to receive $200 in free bets when you place a $1 bet on any football game. That's promo code PHNX to get your I just thought about the game again. To get your $200 in free bets instantly.
Kid's gonna just start crying.
This week at DraftKings Sportsbook, 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only for free bet promotion. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. Eligibility. Oh, I can't even say eligibility restrictions apply. I'm usually so good at that. Eligibility restrictions apply. Max $50 wager for no-brainer offer once per customer. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Also, disclaimer. I'm sad.
I need a booster seat so I can stop feeling like I'm sitting in this chair. So
I need a binky and a bib because I'm about to cry like a little boy.
Here's a blankie.
No, a binky.
Oh, I know, but I said here's a blankie.
What's a binky?
Blankie.
Is that what it is?
Huh?
Is a binky a blankie?
No, but
what's a binky?
The binky's what you suck on.
Oh.
Here's the blankie, though. I was gonna give you my blanket, but I'm also sitting on it, so it didn't really come out from under me very easy.
Blanket.
No, well then fine. Don't get my blanket. Go be sad by yourself in the corner.
If you guys want to get some merch, by the way, PHNXLocker.com has some sweet stuff. I don't think there's an ASU shirt yet. They have to earn that. Can you
They aren't anywhere close to doing that one.
Can you tell people a little bit about PHNX and what you can find on the website at gophnx.com?
You can find some super badass content from us. We have an article that just went up today from our hockey expert, Craig Morgan. He's done a lot of hockey coverage throughout the years, so he's going to be doing most of the Sun Devil hockey coverage for the beat because, you know, I'm not going to lie. I'd probably butcher it. I'm going to leave it to the expert.
Hockey?
Yeah, it's not me. That's not my wheelhouse. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I definitely am not going to be able to give you the same sort of analysis that the great Craig Morgan will. So he has a great article up there on the site. Make sure you get over there, check that out. I'm going to have something for, this post-game recap. Probably very similar to my rant that I just went on, but in a much more collectively thought out, put together way, and not just me jumping from place to place. My mind pings all over the place.
I might make a YouTube video or a music video for our subscribers only of me singing a really somber song about ASU, like ooh, Sun Devils make me sad. Do we have live auto tune? I'm a little sad boy.
What is happening?
Would you guys want to hear that? Yeah, go to gophnx.com. 50 cents for your first month. If you want to get an annual subscription, it's only $60. You get a free shirt. I think we still have the 2-for-1 or the buy one get 1 50% off shirt offer going on right now for subscribers only. So if you're not a subscriber, don't even try it. But subscribe. Go phnx.com. Got some
Shane's
good
gonna
content.
track you down and throw his creepy baby corpse at your face.
Whoa, that is out of context. That is not something you want to say.
Well, that's why people have to watch our other show.
This
then, huh?
ASU loss is really messing with my brain chemistry, because when you brought up the Craig Morgan piece, I thought of hockey and how I used to play hockey, and I got really sad that I stopped playing hockey.
Oh
and
my
that was
God.
like 9 years ago.
Child, what is wrong with you today? And normally I'm the dingbat that's all over the place.
Yeah. Well.
Shane hates me.
Yeah, so much. I'm kidding. Anyway, do you have anything else to touch on from the game? I'm just gonna make the people sad if I keep talking.
Yeah, that was bullshit. I'm tired of excuses. I'm gonna write a story about this. Jaden Daniels looked a little bit better in certain aspects, but a lot worse in others, like interceptions. It sucked not having Chip.
Yeah.
Best of luck to Chase Lucas with whatever he's dealing with. I won money on San Diego State.
Nice.
Upsetting Utah.
Nice.
And should have bet on NAU against Arizona. I do want to talk about that because this is a Sun Devil show. I have to talk about it.
Go for it.
U of A is absolutely not going to have a win this season now because their schedule only gets worse from here. And y'all just lost to NAU, who's 0-2 going into this game.
You lost to a
They're
nursing
an
school.
FCS school. Like, their FCS school that was 0-2 that I think had scored a total of like 16 points the whole season going into this game.
You know that football isn't their main sport there. It's chopping logs of wood because they're the lumberjacks.
I wonder, they should do like triathlons too.
Have you seen those lumberjack like X Games things? Like
I don't know why when you say lumberjack, and I just keep thinking of pancake flapjacks, like a fat stack of pancakes.
I would suffocate myself with a pancake right now.
Quite literally to just end your pain.
But no, there's these really cool videos. Go on YouTube tonight. I'll send you a link of it. It's fucking awesome.
Okay.
They have like different competitions to see who can chop down trees fast enough and like throw like axes and like cut wood.
Okay.
It's really cool.
Well, since you just brought up that NAU is like a lumberjack school.
Oh, they're the lumberjacks.
I know, but I have to bring up and throw some shade at Mike Luke down in Tucson, our PHNX Wildcats host, who tried to be like, oh, I don't know why ASU says they're a football school. Well, we're more of a football school than you are, dog, because your school's not going to have won a football game in over 1,000 days. You are the most U of A has not lost to NAU since 1932.
Is that a real stat?
Yes. So, goodbye. F off, Mike Luke, with your we're more of a football school than you are. I get it. We still suck in comparison to most other schools.
The last time NAU beat...
We're a triathlon school.
Yeah, the last time NAU beat U of A, the post-game press conference was like, hey, Skip, you play some football today? See? Let's go get a beer down at the local 7-Eleven.
They have the old school cameras with the big old like flash. Like,
yeah. Yeah, not much more from me. There's so many things with this team, and it all is discipline. I think that is the biggest thing, and Herm is just probably out of his mind right now, because he knows it's gonna fall back on him, and I don't know if it's the distractions of the investigation, which we haven't even heard anything about.
Well, that's what I want to touch on.
Mm-hmm.
If Herm really had no idea what was going on in terms of like his coaching staff doing X, Y, and Z behind his back, how much can he really know what his players are doing and how disciplined they actually are? I mean, I get it. You can be disciplined on the field, but it carries over. It's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what I got to say about that.
One last thing that we didn't touch on. We touched a little bit on the receivers, but it was, again, the same thing for this ASU team where there wasn't a number one guy that they could always go to. Everybody kind of was involved. Ricky Pearsall didn't show up. He had one catch for 0 yards in the first half, and then he had that great catch with getting his 1 foot down, getting hammered out of bounds on that big third down conversion that ended up meaning nothing. And then Johnny Wilson had a huge drop in the third quarter on 3rd and 5, or the second quarter on 3rd and 5, that would have helped ASU try to get some points before the half. But again, this team just they need a guy like Ayuk or Darby or Jalen Strong. They need that guy, and they don't have it. And one of those guys has to step up because they have the talent. Again, it might just come down to the coaching philosophy. With there's not it doesn't cater to a certain player, but something needs to change. I liked the play calling in the first half. I didn't think it was that bad. There were some really good like misdirection stuff. They were setting up play action. They had a couple good quick passes, like quick routes and like dump offs, bubble screens. I liked a lot of the play calls. And then in the second half, after the Merlin Robertson double turnover, it kind of seemed like not only the players were out of sync and almost panicking, but also the coordinators and the coaching staff in general. It seemed like and I don't know if the mishaps on the field with somebody coming in motion and not knowing they're supposed to receive the handoff falls down onto what the coaching staff is calling, or I don't know if I don't know how you don't fully know it, the play. Like how is that a disconnect with the quarterback? There are so many layers where that could be, and it's so bad because again, it is week 3 and this was a real opponent for ASU.
Yeah. Something I do want to touch on, one last thing too, when we were talking about Jaden Daniels, I was talking to how after last week when he had that interception, he looked like he struggled to kind of find himself. And I said that was what he did, how he did look great today. He looked more like himself. But touching on that, he made a great play early on where he made a couple of them where he was putting the ball in really, really tight areas. And it was just a perfect pass. So that was something that I did think was an improvement. I did want to touch on that too. But before we go, look ahead a little bit at Colorado, who got shut out today by Minnesota. So, they're going to be coming into this game hungry for a win. ASU is going to be coming into this game hungry for a win. The Pac-12 is such a big roller coaster from week to week. It's going to be hard to know what to expect other than the fact that Colorado has a strong defense. I personally don't think that their offensive targets are as strong. They just struggle to generate what they need to generate. So, I definitely think that they'll do better against ASU than they did against Minnesota. And I know people are probably going to come after me for saying that, but I do. I don't think that the defense is going to shut Colorado out. I really don't.
Yeah, their offense is bad.
And last time Colorado came to ASU, and I want to say they were on like a 4-game losing streak. They were not doing well. They had been off to a terrible start, and they came and they upset ASU, and it was still fairly early in the season. And so that is fresh in my mind, and I can just see this being a turning point for ASU right here. I already can see it being a turning point. This is going to be a critical week for ASU in terms of moving forward and defining themselves, how they bounce back from this loss, and what they do the rest of the season.
Hey, DNVR guys, can we just maybe just not play football? Maybe we just send somebody else out there, maybe I race Eric on the field, and then whoever wins the game. I don't want to play any more football this year. I'm too. UCLA is gonna lose. They're down 3.
I bet money on Fresno State. Let's go.
14 seconds. Fresno State actually, they gave up a field goal, I think, and then Fresno State got another one, and they're up 3. Before we go, do we have Unsinkable Sam still? Oh, yeah. Can we pull him up just to make me love him so much? For those of you guys who weren't here on Friday, that is a cat that survived 3 different shipwrecks. And you can kind of see it in his eyes. Okay, come back to me. Hey guys, I'm gonna be okay. I promise.
Too bad there's not a cameraman to zoom in on your face as you're saying that, dude.
I can just stand up and stare into the camera. They wouldn't be able to hear me.
I'll be okay.
I do want to sing for you guys soon though, so we'll maybe get that out. But
no, you yelled at me for singing in here when there was nobody else in here the other day.
Okay, but your singing is not the same as mine because mine is.
No.
Yes, it is because my singing is fueled through pain, so it's art. I'm a tortured artist. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna start writing hymns For
Are we in? Listen, I know we just played like BYU, but is this Bible study? What the hell are you writing hymns for, dog? Like,
I'm gonna create my
what?
own. What do you mean? I'm gonna create my own church, and it's gonna be called the Church of Shane. yeah, we're gonna
The
worship.
Church of Unsinkable Sam.
Yeah, we're gonna worship Unsinkable Sam. Worship that sportsbook, DraftKings. Download
We're gonna
it.
read DraftKings betting odd slips out of a magic top hat. If anyone knows what I'm referencing there.
No, I don't.
The South Park where they read the golden tablets out of a top hat, making fun of the Mormons.
Oh.
Never mind.
One of our producers' friends, what's her name so I can give her a shout out? Oh, Kevin said, I think it's ironic that that they're playing in Provo and against a BYU team that, as you mentioned, is known for being Mormon, and our mascot is a devil.
Yeah, well, the good guys won today, so congratulations.
All right, guys. I'm tired. Anything else to add before we sign off, Britt?
Dog, I'm still too worked up to be tired. You know me, I'm kind of a crackhead anyways. I never really sleep, so I'll be up. If anyone wants to chat that's a member, hit us up on Discord. I would be glad to talk to you about my thoughts and opinions about this game moving forward.
If anybody in the chat has my phone number, you can text me to check on me later tonight.
I don't do that. He's just being over dramatic.
All right, guys. We'll be back here on Monday. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Are we back here on Monday?
We're doing the podcast Monday, yes.
Yeah, audio podcast Monday. Subscribe to the YouTube.
Oh, my flashlight.
The football tailgate show, which is always very fun, goes live tomorrow at 9. So come hang out. It's on PHNX's YouTube channel right here. Keep it locked in. Smash that motherfucking like button. Subscribe, and hopefully we'll get them next time. Later, guys.
Toodles!